Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an overview of the 2022-2023 season for the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team. If I'm correct in my thinking, this might be the most important season in the last 20 years since we appeared in the national championship game after the departure of Bob Knight. Starting out today, let's look at what we know about the season going forward. Let's start with what is our set in stone options here. And we start with Trayce Jackson Davis, who's getting accolades all across the sports world. Today was named second team All-American by CBS Sports. You know, this guy here is got superstar potential for this team. He's definitely a college style player, has not developed his game for the NBA just yet, which is the main reason why he's still with us here for another season. If Trayce has developed a mid-range outside jump shot this year, which we've all been waiting to see him try to do, that makes him probably one of the most deadly scorers in college basketball at his position. If he can step out and hit that jump shot, that's going to create a ton of options this year. And that is one of the points of emphasis, that if that happens, this team has the opportunity to make a very deep run. Being ranked preseason number 13, it really shows how hard Mike Woodson has worked on this roster, how highly touted it is with experience and youth combined. Second player on that list is Race Thompson, coming back for another year. Race Thompson is about 6'8", and he is a bulky basketball player that does all the dirty work. He's always there, averaging around 11 points a game. I have no issues with Race's play. He plays bigger than his height and gets out there and does a great job. Having those two guys in the starting lineup and the way they complemented each other this last season helped them to go far in the Big Ten this year. Third one on that list, you know, if you want to go back to starters, is Xavier Johnson. And if we noticed at the end of the season, the attitude and kind of the extra, I don't know what I want to call that, kind of started to go away, and he started to step up as a leader and play leadership style basketball. Jump shot's pretty ugly. It's never been anything graceful and beautiful, but he gets the job done as a point guard. He has played at a high level since he's come over here. I think he's really settled in, and he's going to be a very different ball player once again this year. I think he's ready to take that next step forward and maybe propel himself into, I don't know that he'll be drafted, but he might get picked up free agent in the NBA after the season's over. Xavier Johnson is one of those guys that I'm glad stayed. The next guy on the list that I want to talk about is Miller Kopp. Miller Kopp is the big unknown, correct? I mean, he seems to have a lot of good ability on the floor. He understands the game very well, but his jump shot is mediocre. He's not really ever gotten into the games in that aspect. So he's been more of a role player, not a guy that's going to score the three. And if we all have a complaint about the team from last year, it was our 3-point percentage as a team. We shot somewhere around 33%, probably 200th in the country. We were god awful. We were horrible. Expected guys like Rob Fennessy last year to pick up that number, and unfortunately Rob was hurt, that plantar fasciitis, and then he transfers out this year, so we don't have him in that spot. But Miller Kopp is going to probably be a starter. But with that being said, there's guys that are sitting there nipping at his heels for that spot. Jordan Geronimo, Malik Renault as a freshman coming in is going to be after that. I'm sure Logan Duncombe is not going to sit back and sit idly to no playing time. And then you got a guy that, you know, that can play bigger, which is Trey Galloway. He might want to be that spot as well, although his jump shot never really showed up either. There's lots of competition for the starting jobs there. And you know what? The fifth guy this year is going to be the other big unknown. It's going to be how well does Jalen Hood-Schifino's game translate from high school to college. Top 20 recruit, probably, maybe a little better than that. I expect him to come out and, you know, as a combo guard, I believe he's 6'5", so he's got good height. I've got some footage that I've got set aside for a video about Jalen Hood-Schifino if I get it done in time. But he's an excellent ball player, and I think he's going to fit right in. And then, you know what? And then in behind him, more or less, is going to be the Trey Galloway and Anthony Leal. CJ Gunn is another freshman that I'm not real sure how he's going to translate year one. But I know that this roster, the way that it looks on the surface, is really very Mike Woodson-esque. And when we talk about that, the thing that I think most of you out there as fans know, I'm a big time, long time fan. I've been watching this basketball since I could walk. And what I miss most about Indiana basketball is the rich tradition. I miss the hard-nosed coaching. I miss the guys that may not be the best players in the country, but they work on as a team. I miss teams like I miss Dan Dockich holding down Michael Jordan. That's probably as important to me as the '87 national championship game, where a guy that come from junior college makes the game-winning baseline jump shot. There's lots of memories in there of guys that overperformed what their expectation were. And I feel like this team has a little bit of Bob Knight in it. I see that with Race Thompson. I see a little bit of Bob Knight and a lot of these guys. Trey Galloway is a Bob Knight style player, very intelligent on the court, doesn't waste moves, hard-nosed kid. And I think what everybody's after these days is we're after reclaiming that fire. We want to see those types of teams again that are consistently playing at a high level and consistently beating teams that they're not supposed to beat and moving on and through this NCAA tournament. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit that button. Come back and see us during games. If not, we're in here almost every day in the winter months for football and basketball, so you can find something on this channel every single day. If you want to talk NFL, pretty pumped for this season for Indiana basketball. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the streams and watching the videos. And I definitely, as a small creator, would love it if you would just smash that button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think, what I can do to improve. And I hope to see you at the games.